get in here, get in here, get in here. One of my favorite TikTokers say, somebody's been lying, and we're about to get down to the bottom of this. I have the oath of office. As you can see right here, take a screenshot of the oath of office, right here. And as you can see right here, 18 U.S. Code 912, where an officer or employee of the United States, where they falsely assume or pretend to be an officer or employee acting under the authority of the United States Department of Agency, and therefore they're not a police officer, they can be arrested. And as you can see right here, the oath of office is not the same thing as this oath of office, which is right here. Take a screenshot where they pretending to be an officer, but it's unlawful.
Rich Rising family, so I wanted to come on here and tell y'all this story. It may help somebody, but listen. So I'm helping a client get her down payment back and all her installments back for her retail installment contract that was actually a consumer credit transaction. And the bank could not answer several questions. One question being, why did they use her signature as actual cash value and monetize the promissory note, then take that deposit and give it to her in the form of a loan, and then take interest on it and pretend that they produced the money, when in actuality she funded her own loan. So I'm asking y'all, everybody who's bought a house, who's bought a car, who's bought anything that you financed, did you agree? Did you have full disclosure? Because Truth in Lending says you need full disclosure of everything that's really going on with your loan.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Y'all know what I always say. Y'all know what I always say. Smoke! So check this out, y'all. Check this out. Check this out. Look what it says. Acceptance for value. When you receive a bill from a corporation, it is not really a bill. It is a check that you can turn into a money order per HJR 192 of June 5th, 1933. Since 1933, no one in America has been able to lawfully pay a debt. Payment of debt is now against congressional public policy. Henceforth, every debt obligation shall be discharged. The United States went bankrupt in 1933 by filing Chapter 11. So there is no more gold or silver to back our money supply. We are creditors of the United States, right? So we can turn any debt instrument into a credit instrument with which we can pay our debts with our signature. FRN's Federal Reserve notes are debt instruments, and you cannot pay a debt with more debt. Minus $10 equal minus $20. We create money with our signature. We generate the funds that create the money at the Federal Reserve by the energy of our labor. We can discharge all debt with our credit sign, our signature, backed by the future commercial energy that we will produce. When you get a presentment, a traffic ticket, a bill, or a summons, etc., you can discharge the presented charge. The bill, the presentment, is a check, except for value. The presentment, and turn it into a money order, endorse it on the back as you would to deposit a check, and return it to the presenter or send it to the IRS. Wow. Check this out, y'all. Stop the foreclosure with the question. The magic question that will debunk any foreclosure is the following. Ask this question in court. Should the one who funded the loan be the one who is repaid the money debt? If the answer is yes or no, the bank must zero out the alleged debt on their fraudulent, created, non-existent loan. No lawful loan was made by the bank to the alleged so-called borrower. All bankers, politicians, and judges know this truth, and they fear the wrath of the public should their dirty secret ever become known by a critical mass of people that they have been defrauding for decades. Wow. Meaning the so-called borrower. Bankers will not answer this question in any courtroom in the world because they know that the borrower is the one who actually and lawfully funded the loan. They also know that the evidence of the fact can be found in the loan entries of the bank's bookkeeping, according to GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. Two other questions. Is the promissory note an asset of the bank? Was the promissory note deposited in a demand account in the borrower's name? Wow. I just wanted to also point this out to you guys as well. Just where is this insane policy ultimately leading us? We have given the government the power to tax us, and that power, mind you, is the power to destroy. We look to the government to protect us, and suddenly we find it oppressing us by taking more of our property. This is nobody's fault but our own. We are the government. Y'all see that? What did I say again? Say it for the people in the back. This is nobody's fault but our own, for we are the government. Peace, love, and light, y'all.
16 CFR 313, Privacy of Consumer Financial Information. This goes for anything on your credit report. Initial privacy notice. You must provide a clear and conspicuous notice that accurately reflects your privacy policies to the customer. And they specifically put limitations on the disclosure of non-public personal information to non-affiliated third parties. Non-public personal information is any personal identifiable information provided by a consumer to a financial institution resulting from any transaction with a consumer or any service performed for the consumer or otherwise obtained by the financial institution. 313.8. Except as authorized in this part, you must not directly or through any affiliate disclose any non-public personal information to a non-affiliated third party unless you have provided a clear and conspicuous revised notice to consumers, you have provided them an opt-out notice, they gave you reasonable time to disclose the information, and you said not to, or you did not opt out. I guarantee you they did not provide you with your privacy notice or opt-out notice, so go ahead and get it knocked off. If you haven't read Public Law 88-243, also known as the Uniform Commercial Code, you need to, because all of commerce is governed by these 9 articles. UCC 1-306, waiver of renunciation or claim of right after breach. A claim of right arising out of an alleged breach may be discharged in whole or part without consideration by an agreement of the aggrieved party in an authenticated record. For everyone who's tried to send a remittance transfer, aka a registered coupon, UCC 3-505, evidence of dishonor. You must provide this if you want to get your remedy for when they dishonor your payment. UCC 3-601 gives you what you need to do to discharge. Notice in B, discharge of the obligation of a party is not effective against the person acquiring rights of a holder of due course of the instrument without notice of the discharge. UCC 1-102 lets you know what notice is, and it also tells you that a person receives notice when it comes to the person's attention. It has been duly delivered in a form of reasonable under the circumstances at a place of business. UCC 3602 talks about the person who is supposed to make the payment and who is entitled to enforce the payment. UCC tells you how you tender your payment, and if your tender is refused, then you have to discharge. But remember, you have to have your notice of dishonor. 3-604 tells you how to discharge by cancellation or renunciation. And if you have any secondary obligors, then UCC 3-605 tells you how to get rid of them if you discharge the original principal.